my bed became my safe place where I could go to feel whatever was coming up. So sometimes we go through these purging phases where the Kundalini, like a pipe cleaner, moves through our system and stirs up the things that we may have bottled up because back then we didn't have the safety or the energy or the resources to face it. But now it seems that, though we may not necessarily agree, it seems that God says, no, we are ready to face these things now. And so I recognized I was going through this intense purge. And so I created a safe container in my room, specifically in my bed, where I would sit or lay down and allow all of this to come up. And so I would remind myself before every session of purification or purging, I would just look around my room, doors closed. I'm safe here. This is my room. I know this place. Nobody's going to bother me. I'm okay. Of course, there's the chance that I could hurt myself. So I said, no matter what arises, this is non-negotiable. I will not hurt myself. I'm not going to bang my head against the wall or anything like that, no matter what comes up. Secondly, though I'm safe in my room, I have a phone. I can contact people. I can, start saying this or that. So I said, I'm not going to contact anybody, no matter what comes up. I'm not going to say anything crazy, talk about how I'm, you know, special or talk about how I'm upset with somebody because of something they did to me when I was, a little boy or whatever it was. That was my agreement. I'm just going to stay contained in this room and I'm not going to harm myself. And so with that agreement, I had a glass of water as well, and I know I can survive on a glass of water for a couple of days. So I said, if in the most extreme case, it takes a couple of days to get through this purging cycle, I'll be okay. I'll make it through, no matter what comes up. So that was my agreement. And then I went in there, and of course, it didn't take 2 days. Every session of purification was maybe a few hours, half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it would be. Sometimes it was a whole night. But whatever it was, I was able to sit with it. And I remembered impermanence, nothing lasts. I understood what was happening eventually, caught on to what was going on. I said, I'm being purified. This is old stuff coming up that I've been carrying the whole time anyway. Sometimes we feel victimized by what we're purging. Why is this happening? Where's all this pain coming from? I don't want to release this. Well, if you don't release it, it's just going to continue to influence your behavior anyway. It has been. When people walk around, they're not going through an intense Kundalini awakening. They're being run by their pain that they've bottled up. That's what's influencing their behavior. It's influencing their relationships and so on. So we have a choice. We either keep it bottled up and let it run our life, or we go into our safe container and release it in short bursts, and then it no longer runs us. So I understood this and I said, okay, I'll go through with courage. I had a practice where I would hold myself and say, I love you to everything that was coming up in my system, any thought, emotion, memory, every part of my body where I felt something. I just was relentless with this. I just said, I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm here with you. You're safe. I'm going to take care of you. This is how I spoke to myself. And it just created this really safe way for me to feel all of the impermanent experiences that were coming and going in my awareness as I went through all of this. So eventually, some of these purging cycles would get quiet. I would say, okay, I think I'm in the clear for a little bit. And so I would leave my room and I would say, whoa, I don't feel like I'm being influenced by all of that stuff anymore. I think I'm actually healing. I'm evolving. I felt lighter energetically. Sometimes quite literally the world would kind of sparkle and look brighter. And I said, this is worth it. I felt more love in my heart. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go back in my room and just keep doing this. Eventually, it's going to be over because I'm not a bottomless pit of pain. It's finite. Same for all of us. It's a finite amount. So eventually there comes a point where we're clear and we can leave our room and we're operating in a new way.